Okay. And he's like, I can't stand you having all the attention. I want some attention too. Okay, so then macromolecules and polymers. So you have different types of polymers. You have polysaccharides. These are polymers of monosaccharides. Polypeptides, they are polymers of amino acids. And nucleic acids, these are polymers of nucleotides. Now, do fats and lipids form polymers? Well, are there lipid polymers? Well, triglycerides, even though you do have a synthesis reaction when you take 3 fatty acids and link them to glycerol, this is a synthesis reaction. It is an anabolic reaction, but since there are only 3 oxygen molecules on a glycerol molecule, then you're only limited to 3 fatty acids. So triglycerides are not polymers. If you could have a polymer, then it would look like this. Yeah, he wants to teach everyone how to whistle. Okay, so then this doesn't happen in your body. So with the glycerol molecule, you can have up to 3 fatty acids, but you can't have fatty acids binding over and over and over and over again. So fatty acids do not form polymers in physiological conditions. Now steroids, if steroids could form polymers, they would form polymers like this, but they don't do that. So steroids, another type of lipids, these do not form polymers. So pretty much 3 out of the 4 biological macromolecules can form polymers, but lipids cannot form polymers in physiological conditions. So I have this little chart that kind of summarizes all of this in your slides. So this is kind of like what I want you to know at this point. You can read the textbook if you want more details about this. And there are other types of macromolecules as well. So you have glycoproteins. So glycoproteins, well, this is actually a very useful prefix over here, glyco. So remember how they have that carbohydrate called glycogen? Well, glyco typically refers to some sort of sugar. So when you have a glycoprotein, you have a carbohydrate linked to a large protein. So these include there are many types of glycoproteins. Don't worry about memorizing a list of them right now. Just know that sometimes you can actually link different types of biological macromolecules to other categories as well. And then you have something called proteoglycans. And these are different arrangements, but they tend to have a polypeptide core, and then they have a large polysaccharides branching off from them. So these are very important in making like fluids in your body thick or holding on to water in parts of your body. And you also can have like glycolipids. So glyco, again, useful root word meaning referring to sugars or carbohydrates. So this is going to be a sugar molecule linked to a lipid. So glycolipids, these are complexes forming from both a hydrophilic carbohydrate and a hydrophobic lipid. So you actually find these so your cell membranes, they have phospholipids, but they also have these glycolipids as well. Okay, so let's end the lecture with some top hat questions. Yeah, that's the thing. He just does his own things these days. I don't know how you convert between cockatiel years and human years, but okay, let's see what people said. So which of these tend to be hydrophilic? So these tend to be hydrophilic. So pretty much the 3 of the 4 main categories, like carbohydrates, they definitely tend to be hydrophilic. Otherwise, if you just threw sugar into water, it wouldn't dissolve, right? Proteins, there are some hydrophobic proteins, but in general, proteins tend to be hydrophilic because, again, you have proteins all over in your body, so you need proteins to associate with water. Nucleic acids, so the inside of your cells, a little spoiler for the next few lectures, are mostly water-based. So nucleic acids like DNA and RNA, they definitely need to dissolve in water. And the fatty acids, remember fatty acids and the hydrocarbon tail of a phospholipid, they have those carbon-carbon and not hydrocarbon bonds, which are nonpolar, so they don't really have a charge to attract water. So these tend to be hydrophobic, and the rest tend to be hydrophilic. Yeah, he is a little nut. Yeah, but I love if you've ever had cockatiels, they're hilarious and they have such personalities, as you can see. So I try to keep like multiple correct answers to a limit, but most of them tend to have one correct answer. All right, so to a little review. But if it does have multiple correct or select all that apply, it will tell you that select all that apply or multiple answers are allowed. But if it doesn't, then, and you're only able to select one, select the best answer. And actually, it looks like I didn't select the best answer for this, but there is a correct answer to this one. All right, so let's see what people said. And yes, you are correct. It should say nucleotides, but yeah. Yep, so that's all the questions I have for today. And all right, say bye for now, Mr. Peanut. Okay, he's not happy having it. But yeah, thank you for all for putting up with like the connection issues earlier and the impromptu concert. Yeah, I'm not criticizing you. Okay, okay. You'll get scritches. Right, see you everyone.